to share with you guys on Dollar Dash, a financial literacy game. Welcome, Dr. Kolani.
Thanks, Ali, and hi everybody. Welcome to this session. We are going to look at how we came up with this app. We are going to see how we came up with this app and how else you can use it other than for financial literacy. Okay, so whether you're a teacher, you're a student, you are a parent, I think we have some common thread here that we want this to be a game that after which we can unpack and learn from it. So what have we got here? We believe that when we develop something, all right, it is for the purpose of engaging our learners. Well, all of us know what our learners like. So what is more exciting than, you can't win them, you can't beat them, join them, all right? So I'm going to show you two things that we have done. I really thank our wonderful team at CEL for being so enthused in wanting to try out something new. In fact, besides this financial literacy game that I'm going to show you, it is through last year's e-Fiesta, I think you call it something else, last year's session that I learned from you the QR codes, the Google Goggle, and I got so excited that I went on a learning journey using what I've learned from them. And that is my case study number 2, but I think we are not scheduled to do that. Okay, so just now in the video clip at the beginning, I was talking about why we have this game. We have got so many things to teach them. Needs and wants, opportunity costs, so many. And I think in life, sometimes we get too enthusiastic and we forget what is the basic fundamentals. So when we started off to try to reach out to schools, we started with board games. And after the board games, we had computer games. But it isn't really quite there yet, because at that point in time, you find that it's very labor intensive. All right, I have got to get a lot of facilitators down to schools because schools are very good. They are very and they'll send me like, 500 students at one time. Every time I go down, it's 500 students. So I went on to work with CPF board to come up with a game that is a computer online game. But later on, we realized that, hey, all these apps are so useful, and if you have a smartphone now, put it up here, you get your QR code, you can start playing while I'm talking. All right, but I think our team said that it doesn't quite work on Androids, it only works on iPhone, all right? But you can just take down, use your reader, take this down, and then you can go and play on your computer later on. Okay, so basically, why are we doing this? All right, you say, hey, in schools, our plates are full. We've got no time for financial literacy. But look, we are educators. So what do we want to do? We want to show them that, hey, while you want to go on this kind of spending spree and all that, do your sums. So what do? We want to ensure that our kids go with certain values, certain skills, and we have shown schools how you infuse financial literacy into maths, into English language, into social studies, into many other subjects that is actually part and parcel of life. So we show that actually it's all very relevant. Okay, so you've got temptations like this, you have got problems like this. It's a perennial problem, so why aren't we doing something about it? So that's why we are really worried about people being caught in the debt trap. We are very worried about people being drowned, having a lot of debts to try to juggle, all right? And therefore, we feel that we should nip the problem in the bud. A lot of financial problems is actually the root. People say money is the root of all evils. It's actually managing it that is the problem. I mean, money itself can't do anything. So at the end of the game, we want our students to learn that money is only a means. It's not an end in itself. It's only a means. And we also want them to realize that you can actually strategize to stretch their dollar, to optimize, to make right decisions, to prioritize. So these are things that will go down very well for them even when they go into adulthood. All right. So in this game that we're going to have, we're actually trying to send the message that every cent counts. So every opportunity that arises counts. All right. It's like, hey, there is a sale on, but is it worth it? because not every sale is worth it. So we find that we are trying to send home the message that, just to jump the gun, Ministry of Education is going to make financial literacy compulsory to all Sec 1s and 2 students through the subject called Home Economics and Consumer Education. It's going to be made compulsory. And I'm so happy that this is happening, because if you don't have a financially literate population, you will have a lot of other social problems that come along with it. All right? So we are very happy that this is going to happen, and this second sentence will become obsolete once it kicks in. All right? So other than the absence of systematic financial literacy programs in schools, there is also a lot of temptations nowadays. So therefore, the Dollar Dash is born. All right? And we hope that we will do more games. In fact, I'll be working with them to come up with a budget sort of thing. Now they are already, you can download apps from the market, from the iTunes and all that. There are apps where you can download a budgeting thing, and every time you make some expenses, you key in, and at the end of it, you can see your charts, your pie charts and all that. Basically, why are we doing this? We are doing this because we feel so strongly that we must. All right, we really, really must take charge of our personal finance. And it's no joke. I was having dinner with one of my friends who was a medical doctor, and she was like, phew, nowadays property prices are so high, and etc., etc. And then she goes like, what? You mean I need $2 million to sustain my present lifestyle? All right, she wasn't even aware of it because, her clinic is open every day, including Sundays, and she didn't realize that she's still not working towards her goal. So, really, really, we must try to do something, and we can nip the problem in the bud as educators. So, but what's the problem? The problem is, well, you can tell by the picture, teacher preparedness is an issue. All right, our majority feels that students should learn, but the teachers don't know how to teach it. So what do? We offer you the apps. All right, we give you the fish. We also give the teachers the workshops on how to fish. So what we offer is, we offer a lot of buffet spread. Okay, the first one that I'm going to show you today is on this game, which we actually evolved through. Actually, I brought the team, I brought the team to go and watch the board game, all right? And then they also went to watch our amazing race. And from that, we converted it into games that we can play on the phone or on the computer or on the iPad. All right, so this is the game. It's called Dollar Dash. All right, frankly, I stole the name from Diner Dash because I love playing Diner Dash. Okay, so we had Dollar Dash, and the wonderful team has created such that the game is very, very simplified. At first, when we started off, we were so ambitious. We wanted this, we wanted to put in this concept, that concept. Then we realized that, it's getting too difficult, too complex. Then it spoils the fun of it. So there's a delicate balance between learning and fun. All right, so we had to build that in. Very simple objectives, only 3. 1, all right, you must buy all these items on a shopping list. Okay, so everybody is given a shopping list and you have to start doing it. And the second thing is, you plan to save 10%. That's the other thing about financial literacy. If I give you an equation, savings equals to income minus expenses, how many of you say it's true? I repeat. Savings equals income minus expenses. How many of you say it's true? Yeah. All the maths teachers, you should be putting up your hands, right? But we are trying to tell our students, no. You must always save first. Whatever that's left, then you allocate to non-negotiable expenses and wants, needs and wants. All right, so these are little messages we are sending across through games, through workshops, etc. Okay, and the other second point is, other than saving first, the other point is sharing. All right, we spread the message SMS: savings, managing, sharing. When you take your friends out for Valentine's lunch, dinner, when you take your mom out for Mother's Day lunch or dinner, you're sharing your wealth. When you take your, I don't know, you take your dog, all right, to the what do you call that, where they have the spa and all that? Yeah, because you want to share your wealth, you want to do that for your... So anyway, but we are trying to inculcate in our kids that it's so important to share your happiness with the less fortunate. So we actually have a lot of social entrepreneurship going on in schools. All right, so back to Dollar Dash. This is how it looks like. This is the interface. All right, the wonderful team have come up with very cute little pictures. You can choose whether you're a guy or a girl. You've got your shopping list to fulfill. And the best part of it all will be there will be a lot of times when suddenly there are some pop-ups to tell you, hey, you know, this is what I need. And if you don't fulfill those needs, your happiness index will drop. And that is very, very real, right? I mean, all of us, sometimes we have this urge for wanting a Coke because it's such a hot day, or having this urge to just want to have a mud pie, or you may need something because you are hungry, all right? So they play in a 30-day period. In these 30 days, they try to work out how they should work out their expenses accordingly, and they have to keep the happiness bar up. All right? And how do you do it? I think it has got a lot to do with your real-life experience and marketing strategies. Meaning, when you look at, you know, shopping malls, when they sell things, they always say, okay, buy this, you get this free. In marketing terms, we call that bundling. So you take advantage of bundling because you can get it at a cheaper rate. All right? Or you take advantage of maybe there are some sudden drop in the price and they say, okay, 70% off. But not necessarily, like I told you just now, it's not always the case, because in marketing, which I am teaching, in marketing we always do a lot of framing. All right? It's like you go and see a big plasma TV and it says, $2,999. Do people buy? They live there for a week, 2 weeks. Nobody buys. And when later they say, special offer, $649, everybody grab. Framing. All right. So these are consumer psychology that we do in marketing, but on now the other side of the fence. All right. Okay. So really, I've got to thank these wonderful people who have made this game possible, and all of the apps that we are developing. We have actually developed a total of, we as in me, CEL team, and CTNIE Financial Literacy Hub. I think we have developed a total of 20 games. All right. We are going to launch it soon. The rest of the games are not launched yet. Today we are launching Dollar Dash. Okay. So like I say, it is time management, finance, needs and wants, opportunity cost, and be money smart. We talk about smartphones, smart everything else. Be money smart. All right. So this Dollar Dash cannot play very well on Android. So you only can do it on your iPad. You can do it on your iPhone. You can go to your computer, but try to use Chrome. All right, Google Chrome to play this game. Otherwise, it might be laggy and all that. This is another game that we have it for students. This is a game where you go to the cashier and you pay money, and the cashier, you are the cashier, all right? You role play and you try to give the correct change. So you go tuck, 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 and then you give the correct change. People walk away smiling. If you take too long, all right, the supervisor will get very angry, the customers will get very angry, and your point system drop. And again, this game is available, and this one is on Android. Okay, it works both on Android phones as well as on iPhone. Okay, so besides all these fun games, we do have serious games, all right, as a pedagogical tool for teachers to actually use it to teach students. And all these games start from my Agent Penny series. I've got this comic series by City, all right, where we give the comic books to all the students, and after reading the comics, they have got games to play. All right, and the games are related to the comic story, and the storylines are inculcating the value system. All right, value system like, you know, don't judge a book by the cover. So they have got this scenario where somebody comes and try to ask for a donation, and in the end, turn out that it's all a fake thing, and they have got to go to the police station and identify who is the one who conned them. All right, so it's actually an English language lesson. Okay, or we have got another case where they have got to compare their PUB bills and talk about the charts and benchmark with the rest of the classmates. So these are little things that we put it into a game, all right, so that it's fun, but it's actually a serious game because they've got to do some bar charts and things like that. All right, so this experiential learning is very important for the teacher to take advantage of such teachable moments. And then they realize that whatever they are learning in the classroom is relevant, and it is connected to what's happening out there. So this kind of concrete experience, even though you may be very good in articulating the whole thing, you find that it's nothing like having hands-on. So we concretize the experience for the kids. All right, so look out, we are launching the rest of the games. We have got this Asian Penny games coming too, all right, and that one will only be launched during the 1 week March holidays, okay, and we are still going to work some more. We have just built our virtual shopping mall, and soon that shopping mall will be made available to secondary school kids to go around and do some shopping and financial literacy as well as consumer education. If I have time, I will quickly do this one. Have we got time? Yes, is it? All right. Speaking at 200 words per minute. Okay. this other learning journey mobile tool that I have been using is, like I say, it started because last year when I attended the e-Fiesta by the CEL team, they taught me how to use QR codes and they taught me how to use Google Goggle. And QR codes, you all know by now, you just you read something and then you go around, okay, to do your activities. I teach a subject called Elements of Business Skills, and in EBS, we have got tourism, retailing, hospitality. So in order to teach such subjects, you definitely got to bring them out to the world out there. And when they go out there, they don't just look, and then, oh, okay, go back, talk about it. We want them to do some activities on the spot so that they learn it on the spot, and at the same time, they can then capture that learning moment. And when you come back to class, you can keep going, you can go back and make reference to all those things that they have learned. Just like the way Kalyani got the students to collect data, I got my students to snap photographs of merchandising display, of advertising, of tourism, etc. All right. There was even at one station, I made them stop and they had to approach the tourists and do a quick interview, live interview. All right, so we actually did that at Boat Quay, and we had such a wonderful time. The kids are asking for more, teachers are asking for more workshops. All right, so other than mobile apps, we complement it with the social media, so they can blog about it, they can put onto a Facebook, they can use any of the social media platforms. All right, let's look at our virtual learning journeys. I did this in September. I took 20 students from Evergreen Secondary School. They are 15-year-olds. They are learning tourism, hospitality, and retailing for the first time. And everybody came away saying that they will never look at Singapore River the same again. All right, because there's so much to learn. It is interactive. It is very visual. It is definitely very engaging. So where did I get this app? This app, after I have seen these two, I was so excited, but I was very uncomfortable because I couldn't put in my own itinerary for that trip. Because we teachers design a learning trip, right? So we want it our way. It sounds like Frank Sinatra, my way. So because I wanted it my way, I have then got to look for a tool that was supported. And of course, my team here is so busy preparing other things, so I went on to work with A-Star. So A-Star developed the app for me, and the app was announced last night. I think they went on the, what do they call it? The Battle for Singapore, right? They used the app for Battle of Singapore, and I used the app for SNAPIT at the Boat Quay. So what we did was we actually combined the use of the app that A-Star did for me as well as the Google Goggle that I learned from the CEL team. So if you shoot, so-called, you snap Sir Stamford Raffles, they will recognize it and boom, from the Google, they will give all the information about Sir Stamford Raffles. And then the beauty of it is, from this A-Star app, I put in my own worksheets. I put in my own activities. And then that's where they have got to do something, all right? It could be writing, adding on to their e-planner because they have to do an e-itinerary for me, all right? And they have to run around and approach tourists to interview them, to see what their needs are, and then to input into this app that they will submit as their assignment. Okay, so we have been doing a lot of this, and I'd like to thank the wonderful colleagues at CEL, and all this can happen because of the synergy that we have by working very closely with each other. And of course, I thank schools for being very supportive. Thank you very much. You can email us at finlit@nie.edu.sg.